Anyway, let's get right into it. So, Super Speedway 150, I'm just going to go ahead and cheese this one because it is a bit on the harder side, so we're going to use the Minolta for it. And I have to go and get some super hards and hards. And I kind of want to start off on the hards, but I'll see how the supers go on the first set. So, this race should take around 50 minutes, so not too bad. Then after we're done with that, I guess we'll just go straight to the UK or something and get some of those knocked out. But, yeah, here we go. Super Speedway 150. Gotta remember to turn off all the assists and stuff like that. But 100 laps here at the Motegi Oval. RIP in pieces, literally. I actually don't know if they ever repaired it, but I heard it did get significantly damaged in the 2011 earthquake in Japan, for those of you who don't know. I have never... I read one article saying that it wasn't actually damaged, like, fully, and they repaired it, but I've never heard of a race happening after 2011 on it, so... I don't know what the status is in real life. Now, we only have one other Group C car, and no LMP1s. So, our only competition is going to be the other Minolta. And I don't know if I want that. So I'm actually gonna reset the grid. See if I can get a little bit more variety. Oh, what the? Oh, I need to pop out the chat so I can see that. Bam! Holy shit, Alex, thank you for the $25 super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a little shout out to Alex in the chat for that pretty meaty super chat, not gonna lie. I appreciate it. Just in time for this 100 lap race around Motegi, and there are some Group C cars, also a Toyota 7, and the McLaren F1, and a Stealth R92CP to go along with that, so that's nice. Did I already... Yeah, I did turn off the assists. I'm thinking, my brain's all fucked up and stuff, and yeah. You know, doing, like, just thinking things inside your head, and, like, you know. Ricky. Anyway, why does the car look oddly dark? That's kind of strange. Oh, wait a minute. I think this might have something to do with it. Not really. Yeah, it seems like there's some kind of weird texture issue with the Minolta, and this is going to be a little bit on the loud side, considering this is a high downforce car, and we are driving in straight lines. So the wheel's going to be, like, shaking back and forth like that quite a lot. Is this a GT4 enhanced one? No, there's no mods on this besides the HD UI and HUD, but that's about it. Everything else is vanilla. Well, as far as emulation goes, that is. I don't know if you'd consider emulation itself vanilla, but yeah. It's gonna take quite a while to get used to this, but for some reason the flat part of the higher radius, or of turn 1 and 2 I should say, is actually a lot faster than the banking. Very strange part about this game. I'm just wondering what's going on with this car, like why it's so oddly like, illuminated. It's probably my, So I have another patch, cheat code, whatever you want to call it, where it makes the car shinier. And I keep forgetting to turn it off because it does kind of look a little bit uncanny. And I think that's actually what's causing it for this track. But I don't really want to stop in the middle of this just to turn it off. Might be the... It's probably the Audi R8 that's the best LMP1. But it should be close between the Pescarolo and Audi. I tell my kids this was ASMR. Yeah, ASMR to me, wherever it comes to Gran Turismo, is the racing modified Demio in GT2. Much higher pitched than that, but I'm not even gonna attempt to make that noise. Yeah, I could have sworn that the stealth cars weren't opponents like once upon a time, but I've been getting them on my playthrough. I don't know if it's always been like that or if it's like a weird thing with the emulator or what. Also, we are pretty much cheesing this so far. I thought it would be a lot harder, but the Minolta is definitely the best Group C car in the game, so... Is this McLaren gonna block us? Oh, yep, kind of. Why is there a cooked chicken walking in the corner? That's, Gordo, my spirit animal. I really hope the wheel noise isn't going to be too annoying in this race, but not really something I could fix, unfortunately. Not until I get a direct drive wheel, at least. Whenever that's going to happen. If it's ever going to happen, that is. It was actually supposed to happen, but 1 year later, still don't have it. But that's another story anyways. So watch, I'm on the flat part, the apron as you call it in NASCAR, and I actually have more grip right there for some reason. But then once I get on the banking, I actually lose grip. Logic. Oh, what's up, Mucha? I'd love to see all the rally games from this game into GT7. Yeah, that would be nice, but that would be a lot of work for PD. Especially for a game that has hardly any rally tracks to begin with. It's nice that they brought the Celica back at least. I kind of have to like keep the car fishtailing like this a little bit just to stop the wheel from shaking. Whoa, what in the world? That was strange. Don't know why the F1 slowed down that much. Is that Gabe Newell with the machine gun? It indeed is Gabe Newell with the machine gun. starting to suffer a little bit from understeer. Trying to pay tribute to the real McLaren in Formula One. Yeah, I don't really keep up with Formula One that much, but I do know that McLaren has been pretty disappointing this year. And it's looking like it's going to be another Red Bull cakewalk. And maybe with like Aston Martin and Mercedes having to fight for second. And Ferrari too, I guess you could say. But Ferrari's like the wild card of every race. You have literally no idea what's going to happen with them. Man, that thing just sent it. Whoa. Yeah, it's just, from what I know, it seems like corporate Ferrari is fucking everything up. Because, you know, whenever it comes to certain people, even whenever, like, they're not involved in something at all, they need to have a word in it, even though they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, seems like all these corporate executives for Ferrari or whoever the fuck it is going in there and telling the team how it should run when they have no idea what's actually going on. Instead of, like, letting the team do their own thing. That's what Red Bull does, and it's working out fantastic for them. Minecraft partner, what's up, Joker? That was indeed a fun Minecraft session the other day. And I was the only one who didn't die, so lol. Wow, that F1 is struggling. Pretty bad. So I don't remember if my best lap was with a slipstream or not, so not sure if it's beatable at the moment. Yeah, Gary, I know what you mean by that, but considering that is a leaked list of nothing but a lot of strings, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. Because there's a lot of cars that aren't on that list that are showing up now. And just because it was a string found in the game, it doesn't really mean much. Because it could just be like leftover references or something from the previous games or previous builds, and sometimes PD would be working on the car and then all of a sudden the manufacturer or whoever changed their mind that they don't want it in the game anymore and the car gets cut. Yeah, dying over fire. I'm probably like a 7.5 out of 10 whenever it comes to Minecraft. I played a lot of it over the years, but I'm definitely no PvP master or whatever. Honestly, the only thing I'm interested in F1 this year is Logan Sargent, Team America. Although he is racing for Williams and he is a rookie, so I don't really have high expectations for him. But I still want him to do well. Because it's been a while since we've had American driver in F1, so obviously I gotta root for him. But it's not like he joined Mercedes or whatever, like a good team. I'm surprised Williams is still in F1 after all this time, because like it seems like they've been consistently shit for a while. And I don't really know much about Haas or AlphaTauri either. But I'm just wondering like how... Obviously it's not profitable for them at this point because they're not getting points, and they're probably just surviving off whatever sponsors they can get. Or whoever wants to invest in them for some reason. Yeah, at least Logan isn't like a freaking Nikita Mazepin right now. Is it Mazepin or Mazepin? Because I heard Mazepin on Drive to Survive, but his name looks like Mazepin, but that would be the way I say it because I'm an uncultured swine. Mazepin. 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 I don't fucking know, it's all. But yeah, he's definitely doing loads better than Nikita was. I think the pink cars are Alpine, Alpine or Alpine. I pronounce it Alpine because that's how you pronounce A-L-P-I-N-E here in the States at least, but I hear it's pronounced Alpine, A-L-P-E-E-N, which is kind of funny, not gonna lie. Well, front left, or front right, rather, is already going into the orange. It looks like this is going to be a two-stop. Yeah, I definitely can't make it to lap 50 on these tires. And I've already have a very solid lead right now. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and pit now. Just so I can make this an even three-stop. Or two-stop. And I do have to top off on fuel. So we used 50 liters of fuel right there. I'm just going to go ahead and stop it at 60. I could have put a little bit more in, actually. But whatever. Oh yeah, so that would make sense if Alpine is the French pronunciation, but Ow. Bully. Yeah, Supersonic, that's what I'm curious about too, because I have been getting the stealth cars as opponents, but I don't remember that being the case on PS2, like back in the day. Which is a little strange. Oh, what's up, Rufus? Welcome. Yeah, the way I pronounce those two are Pojo. It's kind of funny whenever you say it, like Pojo. And then Citroen. But the way I say Citroen is like shit-turin, because I think they're all dog shit. There's not a single Citroen that I like. Why last Steam? What do you mean by that? I'm actually really curious if they're gonna pit by lap 50. I'm actually a little concerned now, because I don't remember when they do. Why last stream? Well, I did part 1 of the stream, and then I had to take a break to go get some food. So I just went ahead and ended it, instead of just left it on while I was AFK for an hour. Oh, there goes the R92, so I guess we are going to be safe. Oh, yeah, now I know what you mean. Last stream for a while. Yeah, so I am actually starting a new job tomorrow, and that is going to be my main priority, pretty much, from here on out. So, I'm going to be working, like, every chance I get to work, I'm going to be working. And my free time is going to be focused on either just chilling or making videos, not so much streaming. Because that's where my strength is, in videos rather than streams, so that's what I think I need to focus on, really. So yeah, I've been looking for a job again for weeks, months actually. But I finally got one in a field that I'm really familiar with already, so it should be smooth sailing. And yeah, I'm actually looking at it as a good thing, because for those of you who don't know, I've been trying to do YouTube full time for like the past year. It hasn't really worked out. It was like very ambitious at the start. It was a big risk, but I thought the risk was worth it. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work out, but that's life. You know, not everything's gonna go as you'd expect. So, for the past few months, I've actually not really been going hard at YouTube at all, just because I kind of been getting sick of it and like the way I've been doing things. Not really enjoying myself with it. And I just like waste most of my day doing things that aren't YouTube, really. And if I'm playing stuff, I'm usually not making content on it, yada yada yada. But what I think going back to a regular job will do is, like, while I'm working, I'll be able to like brainstorm ideas in my head again and get a little bit more motivated to make good videos again, because right now I just do not have it in me. But I remember, like, back whenever I did have a regular job, that's all I would think about while I'm working was YouTube. And then whenever I get home, I quickly get a video done, and then chill out the rest of the day. And I actually liked how that went back then, but silly old me thought I was ready to start doing YouTube full-time after GT7 came out, and just didn't really work out. Oh. But it is what it is. So, pretty much my goals for this year are all the same still. And nothing's really going to be changing regarding that. It's just the way I'm going to get to those goals is a little bit different now. Just like you said, taking a step back, reevaluate my situation, and then just go from there. And hopefully I'm going to be getting my own place here sometime this year. Because I did have my own place for a while. Now I have roommates, and I've been trying to get my own place for a while again. However that does happen, then I'll be free to do streams whenever the fuck I feel like. Because right now I can only do streams or make videos involving talking whenever it's quiet here, which it is right now, so that's pretty much the reason. Yeah, I actually wasn't planning on going back to a job like this. I'm not going to be too specific about it because obviously this is the internet and privacy is important. But at one point I did say I didn't want to go back to this certain field again. But it's what I can find, it's what I got, and honestly I'm just going to try to ignore all the bullshit and the garbage that goes along with it and just focus on working as much as I can, saving up as much as I can, and just getting my shit together, really. That's all I give a damn about right now. I don't think the cheats were debug features. I don't really know what they were, to be honest. Because, like, they wouldn't put those in the game for no reason. I'm thinking, like, maybe it was a leftover from some sort of demo that was meant to use those for obviously, like, demonstration purposes at stores or events or whatever. But then there's the whole 365 days thing. I don't know, it's quite a mystery behind it. And if I ever meet Kaz in real life, that's going to be the question I ask him. I'm going to ask him about the Gran Turismo 4 cheat codes if he knows anything about them. But I'd have to do that at, like, Monaco or something if I even fucking dream of going there. That was probably the fastest lap one I've done. What kind of job you're doing? I'll say that I'm doing photography, but that's it. So it's a cool job, don't get me wrong, and It's not like one of those hourly jobs where you have to clock in and then you have all your coworkers there and your boss staring over your shoulder the whole time. This is kind of like, this is entrepreneurial-ish. So like you pretty much, you visit the client, you do your job, and then you go home, and that's it. You don't have any distractions or people gazing over your shoulders and making sure you get this thing done on time and blah blah blah. A lot of freedom with it. This will be a good opportunity for a fast lap. The slipstreams. As long as I can make use of it. I missed a bit of the slipstream right there. Ooh, barely got the best lap right there. You stacked up 21.5 seconds of penalties on the Lasarth race. Bruh. I remember like when the Tomahawk X was the Tokyo strat, I stacked up like 45 plus second penalties consistently. So you do a really fast lap, but you're bouncing off the walls all the time because the Tomahawk X is a Tomahawk X. And then by the end of it, you have 45 seconds worth of penalties to serve after one lap. Is Le Mans race still the money grind method? I think there's better Sardegna strats to where like you can finish Sardegna fast enough to where your credits per million, or your credits per hour rather, is a little bit higher. And personally, I like the Sardegna race a lot more than the Le Mans race, but I guess it just depends. Because Le Mans race is going to be 30 minutes long regardless. So you can't really make it any faster. And it's ironic too, because remember when Kaz said that he doesn't want everybody to money grind just one event over and over and over again? Well, that's pretty much what we're doing now, except instead of just one race, it's realistically two. I mean, every now and then people do Tokyo, but Tokyo's just miserable. And they keep finding ways to make Tokyo worse and worse. It's like they want people to hate it. Oh, I think the McLaren slowed down again on the back straight. That dot was barely moving. Yeah, even I have barely been touching GT4 or GT7 recently. And I'm kind of at the for GT7, I'm kind of at the point where I don't really want to put my main attention towards it regarding content. Now with my job starting, there's no way I'm going to be able to like post the update content within hours of it coming out, because that's like in the middle of the night for me, and I'm definitely not going to be ruining a good night's rest for a couple videos, even if they do good. That's just not gonna happen. And every single time it's a freaking gamble anyways as to whether it's gonna be worth it. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do with GT7 from here on out. especially with the recent physics changes, I've just had no motivation to play it. And yeah, PSVR 2 is cool and all with like the real life graphics mod and whatnot. Haha, funny. But I don't know, it's just, I'm just bored of it, I guess you could say. Long story short. Okay, my front left is extra dead. Oh, can we make it? Barely. Yeah, there was like a few points where I was only trying to get the daily workouts done, but I don't even do that anymore. I don't even bother booting up the game. Alright, see you later, Gary. Oh, I forgot fuel. And it's kind of weird how this is the only pit stop in this game where you're spinning the tires on the way out. And we are still in first. On our way out of the pits. Still one lap behind, so I think we got this one in the bag. Yeah, like whenever it comes to the vanilla game by itself, no emulation, no mods, no tweaks or enhancements or anything, I still like GT2 a little bit more than 4. But since I can play 4 on the wheel and the emulator, I like 4 a little bit more now. And honestly, I kinda, sorta want to do a playthrough of 2, but realistically speaking, it's already been taking me almost 3 years to do this series, and I'm not even, and I'm like barely 3/4 of the way done with it. So it'd be really stupid for me to do another Let's Play of any GT game, not only on top of it, but also like after this one. I think this is probably going to be my only normal playthrough of any Gran Turismo game. I think the other day I got a 6-star engine ticket, and I got the Porsche, the 911 RSR engine out of it, which goes in the 930, which is a weird swap because you're putting a RSR naturally aspirated GT3 engine into a 930 turbo, but I haven't tried it yet, so at some point I'll get around to it. I don't really pay attention to the data mined lists because that's not really accurate, and I don't really want to go based off that. I mean, just because like the strings of the cars are found in the game doesn't really mean much. Yeah, there have been a few that have been added that were on the list, but it's still not something I'm gonna base my assumptions off of, especially since there's a lot of cars that aren't on the list that we are getting, so. Tomahawk engine and Fiat 500 win. I want a good engine in the Alphard. Like add a 90s V10 F1 car, or early 2000s, add the Renault Espace F1. Or, well, add the F1 car with that engine, so we can put that engine in the Alphard, so then we can have the Toyota Alphard F1. Which is the Renault Espace F1 redone. I wouldn't say playthroughs are overrated in 2023. I just feel like they're widely unpopular at this point. If this was like 2010, then I'd probably be doing a lot better right now, but everybody these days are focused on low effort streams, like watching streamers react to random shit, or highly edited videos with a bunch of memes into it. It's all memes, 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 memes. Everything revolves around memes these days. I need to edit these videos like a hardcore Minecrafter YouTuber person thing, with like those animated subtitles on the bottom and the bruh sound effect every 5 seconds, and the Vine boom whenever something uninteresting happens, but it's funny sound, so Vine boom, etc. Or just make, yeah, like you said, make every video short form. A fucking TikTok of a video game. Don't mind me just using the apron to get more grip than the banking will offer. Also, I can't believe it. We're already at almost lap 81, 40 minutes into this thing, and it felt like it's been 15 minutes. This is going by quick. I react on everything like, wow, did you see that Pajero? OMG, it's thick. Or maybe I should make another video about the retexture mod to be like, oh my god, real life graphics in this game from 2004, OMG. Or maybe I could just milk the ever-living shit out of PSVR 2 content. I don't know, YouTube is just a fucking joke these days, if we're being honest. And there's a lot of strange humans who are addicted to TikTok and think it's like everything in life. And I remember clearly that the TikTok ads that used to play all the time, everybody would make fun of them because they were all cringe, they were all shitty, they all sucked. And for some reason, those ads worked because now TikTok is as big as it is. Even with all the security concerns with the CCP being involved in it. And now YouTube is probably not going to like that I mentioned that. Because we all know. The Home Alone pose. I don't know, man. We live in a clown world these days. COVID fucked up everything. Even though, like, The issues existed before COVID, but COVID just amplified it. COVID made everybody terminally online. Terminally online. Rotting brains everywhere. If one's watching TikTok while he's driving, yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, 10 laps to go. I see orange on my radar in GT7. I guess I'll spin with full LEDs, right? Like, once a rain gets past, like, a certain level on GT7, you're just hydroplaning all over the place. And you just have to coast. Alright, VG, I'll see you hopefully on the next time, whenever the next time is going to be. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, and have a good sleep. What's up, Jason the Hedgehog? Car. Nope, there goes the F1. Head buried in TikTok, I imagine. Is it normal to never get rain on 30 minutes Le Mans race? I usually... It's like 50-50 for me. Sometimes I get absolutely no rain at all. And the most recent one I did with the Amuse S2000 build video that I made a couple weeks ago, that one I got a lot of rain in. Torrential rain, I call it. So it's really random for me. Although I don't really do that race that often. If anything, I go to Sardegna. Or even Spa. Maybe that McLaren is B-spec Bob. Could be. Up 2 laps ahead of the 787B now. Understeer is really starting to kick in. Actually, we're almost 3 laps ahead. I can see it right in front of me. I don't know if we'll catch it in time. I think it's on better tires because it might have pit later than me. All depends if we get in slipstream range. And I think we will be in slipstream range. Yes, indeed we will. This is going to be quite the slingshot. Bonk. Alright, managed to squeeze out 3 laps, but there we go. That was a lot faster than I thought it would be, as far as like how it felt. And we did get a sub 50, which is nice. Alright, make sure I save the replays this time around, because I kept forgetting to do that, and it's caused a lot of unnecessary future suffering for me, so go ahead and do that. I keep forgetting circle is X on these games. This is the old days where it was triangle. Back in my day. And here we go. We have this thing. NSXR prototype LM, which I was actually talking about earlier today, of how I don't really like it that much. I kind of forgot what the price car was for that race for a split second. Wasn't actually really thinking about it to begin with. But yeah, NSXR prototype LM race car. Looks nice, but not really my favorite to drive. And there we go.